I've long been a fan of Isaac Bashevis Singer, stretching back decades. Not an aficionado, but as a reader of literature, from time to time I've picked up his books, and I find them so vital and interesting, and frequently describing a world not only that's lost, but the world he describes in a lot of his more contemporary novels is sort of a group of people who are still vitally alive and who are prepared to talk about important issues. These stories that I picked upon, it was just pure serendipity. It was pure accident. Given the fact that I had this background of loving his work, I found this book amongst a book lot that I bought in an auction. I didn't read it immediately. I found myself perusing it one night, and I just found, because they were stories which were originally written for children, I found the simplicity was very effective. The stories themselves were very moving. And I found myself, because some of the phrases were so poignant, I found myself saying them out aloud to myself. And suddenly it occurred to me, they might appeal to other people. Reading is such a private, solitary thing. Sometimes you'll read books by any number of authors where you feel you want to share with other people because they're so exciting, or because you find them yourself so moved. So when you find something that you really enjoy, and given the opportunity of being able to share that with an audience, a captive audience, who won't say, oh yes, by the way, I'm just going off to do something else, and let the whole thoughts just drop, seems very attractive. I've conjured up a persona of Isaac Bashevis Singer telling the stories, and I think that's very important. So it's not simply me telling the stories, or me subsequently, because the whole thing has grown out of all proportion of the original idea. It's me as part of a scenario, me as Bashevis Singer, telling these vital elements of his life while preparing to go to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1978. First and foremost is my Yiddish accent. Would it be acceptable? I mean, there's a danger that one produces a caricature of a Yiddish person, and I'm very sensitive to this, and I certainly don't want it to be. It seems to me it does demand an ethnic quality to it. It does demand the intonation and that splice, that tranche of humanity, which we associate with Eastern Europe. So that's a main challenge. The other challenge is, should an audience of people who are theatre goers who just want to come and see a presentation, should they be at all interested in a writer who is dead, who isn't particularly popular in this country, although that's not the case elsewhere, about whom they might never have heard before? That's the great challenge as well, because I hope, and here I become almost a proselytizer, I hope that they'll enjoy listening to the stories so much that they'll want to go out and buy one or two of his novels as well. I'd like the audience to take away from them the fact that they have been introduced to a way of life that perhaps has long disappeared, which they knew nothing about before, but with which, because of the universality of his storytelling, that they're able to feel that they have a tremendous number of shared values.